I can't believe it's already April. I wonder what the Jaguars are going to do in the draft.
With the 56th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech.
I can't think of a guy that fits better in the Jaguars defense than Jacob Rodriguez. He was one of the most impactful linebackers in college football last season, and the Jaguars have to replace what Devin Lloyd gave them. It is a perfect fit. Jacob Rodriguez is a former quarterback, and you can see that when he goes out there and plays on defense. He's going to make an impact from day one in Jacksonville.
With the 81st pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher, the University of Central Florida.
If you want to improve the pass rush, you got to add pieces to the puzzle. Malachi Lawrence is a guy who can immediately be your edge number 3 on the defense and gives the Jaguars the flexibility to put Trayvon Walker inside at defensive tackle on some of those passing downs. He doesn't have to move far from UCF up to Jacksonville, and he'll find a home getting after quarterbacks with maybe a reinvent in Saxonville.
With the 88th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Caleb Tiernan, offensive tackle, Northwestern.
Nobody gets excited about drafting guys on the offensive line, but you absolutely can't go wrong when you add a guy like Caleb Tiernan. He played tackle in college. He can give you some guard play in the NFL or still stay on that outside, maybe be your swing tackle of the future. You got to keep improving on the guys up front, those big boys in the trenches.
With the 100th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Dominique Orange, defensive tackle, Iowa State.
I don't know if there's a guy with a nickname that says Florida more than Big Citrus. Dominique Orange. They call him Big Citrus for a reason because he's a big boy on the defensive line. Jaguars got to get better on the interior of that defensive line, and immediately they at least up the scales because at 325 pounds, he's going to give you a push in the middle of that defensive line. I think Big Citrus is a guy that the Jaguars will love to see in the mix in Jacksonville. So after 4 picks in the 2026 Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jaguars have Jacob Rodriguez, Malachi Lawrence, Caleb Tiernan, and Dominique Orange. It's pretty clear the Jaguars went into this draft and wanted to improve in the trenches, with 3 of their first 4 picks going toward the big boys on the offensive and defensive line. 2 of those picks going on the defensive line. Last year, the Jaguars had a short stint in the playoffs, and if you want to stay in the postseason, you got to improve the pass rush, and it's pretty clear the Jaguars went in with a focus on wanting to get better in the trenches, adding an extra defensive tackle and some juice on the edge. They also add a little bit of versatility to their offensive line game. But the crown jewel of this draft class early on is their second-round pick in Jacob Rodriguez. One of the best linebackers in the country, absolutely lit up the stat sheet last season. Over 120 tackles last season. You put him next to Foye Oluokun, and this defense will be in good hands with some top-tier linebacker play. That was a pretty good start to the draft. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez, Caleb Tiernan, Malachi Lawrence, and Dominique Orange. I wonder how that draft would end.
With the 124th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Tacario Davis, cornerback, Washington.
Tacario Davis is a guy that looks like he's made in the lab. 6'4" and can run like the wind at an outside corner spot. The Jaguars depth chart's heavy at the top, but you need some of those developmental guys down the way. Tacario Davis checks that box in a big way. Give him a little bit of time, but if he puts the pieces together, he could be a steal of the draft.
With the 164th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Josh Cameron, wide receiver, Baylor.
Wide receiver is not exactly a need for the Jaguars, but adding a guy like Josh Cameron makes sense. The Jaguars tried to get Jake Bobo to Jacksonville. Pieces didn't come together. So you go and get a guy like Josh Cameron who can give you some of the same things, some special teams play. He's a big, gritty, physical wide receiver. You add him to the mix, and he finds a role and a home with the Jags.
With the 166th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Damon Claiborne, running back, Wake Forest.
You want a highlight reel waiting to happen, go check out Damon Claiborne. At Wake Forest, he was an absolute big play threat. You add him to the backfield and let him fight it out. With Quint Allen, Claiborne, Chris Rodriguez, Bashal Tutin, may the best man win.
With the 203rd pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select John Michael Gillenborg, tight end, Wyoming.
Honestly, I hate I waited this long to land a tight end, but John Michael Gillenborg fits a need for the Jaguars. They've got to add to that tight end room, and this guy has the athletic ability to be an absolute dynamic threat. He's coming off of a down year with Wyoming, so that's why he's going so late in the draft, but he could be your tight end too. You pair him with Brenton Strange, and maybe the Jaguars got a duo to work with.
With the 233rd pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select James Thompson Jr., defensive tackle, Illinois.
The interior of the Jaguars defensive line needed some juice. James Thompson Jr. is not flashy, but he gets the job done, and he's a guy that finds his way onto the football field. He did good things for the Fighting Illini, and he'll do good things with that Jaguars defense in Jacksonville.
With the 240th pick in the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Devon Marshall Jr., cornerback, NC State.
A little bit more juice in the secondary, adding another corner late in this thing. Devon Marshall from NC State is a guy that played a lot of really good football for the Wolfpack. He's honestly a late-round steal, and the Jaguars able to add him and really ramp up the competition for those last few cornerback spots.
And with the final pick of the Sports for Jacks mock draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select George Gums Jr., edge rusher, University of Florida.
When you got a shot to get an athlete like George Gums in the last round of the NFL draft, you take it. These kind of guys don't grow on trees. Now, he wasn't the most productive guy with the Florida Gators, but you know what? That program was a little off kilter. You take a swing at this guy. If you can develop him, he has a superpower skill to get after the quarterback, and he's a guy that the Jaguars take a swing at in the 7th round to see if maybe they can hit the jackpot. Oh, I guess that'd be a pretty good draft class. Maybe the Jaguars can take some notes.